Okay, so I did look up a walkthrough, or more specifically, I looked up a Reddit post that did a pretty good job of like being not spoilery about like anything besides the solution, and also let you like, because like the whole point of this game is exploration and like figuring out mysteries. So if you're wondering, was I close? I was there. I just it was a timing puzzle. If you don't know, then you'll see. If you do know, I'm sure you were yelling at me. And if you're watching this, then like congratulations. No one else is. Not that I care that much. I don't know. Like I'm doing this because I want to play Outer Wilds, and this is how I convince myself to finish games. So if you're wondering, why am I going back to Ash Twin when I clearly couldn't find anything there? Well, it's because I could find stuff there. I just didn't do it right. I was just wrong about how I'm... Hello, planet. Ow. Okay. Let's, fix the landing camera. Fix the landing gear. Take off. Ooh. I mean, I think that actually the point of these towers, is to give me a great place for me to land my ship. Because if I do this exactly... It's gonna keep trying to launch me in the air. Alright, if I do that, then we should be fine. And unfortunately, there's gonna be a good amount of waiting. We're just gonna wait in our ship for the sand to go down. It is what it is. I'm glad I've had at least one reactor breach. Why is this thing sealed with wood? I don't like that. Anyways, the secret is in fact found in the one thing I haven't explored. If you already know the answer, you already know the answer. But in case you're wondering, the secret is maybe related to the things that I'm indicating. Okay. Are we good on juice? I like how some people on Reddit said that like this was a hard puzzle because the place that the answer was in was really boring, which is an extremely funny and extremely correct statement. Because the place that the puzzle is in is just not, it's not filled with scary fishies or exciting music. It's just chilling. I need to not fall off this planet. It's like literally super boring. Yeah. Not the sun station. Boy, I burned a lot of fuel. Whee. Here's what I'm gonna do. That. And then I'm gonna go to my ship to refuel my everything. Oh, this seems like a problem. Fortunately, I've got the power of flight. Ow, my bones. 50% fuel. Alright, fortunately, I don't care. We've refueled maximum. Do-do-do. Now we're gonna go back to where the scout is. Boink. 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 I think it's this one. Boink. Is it this one? It is. In fact, it is right here in the world's most boring of these towers. So, obviously, we know this one goes to the, what's it called? We know this tower goes to the Ember Twin. This one goes to the Ash Twin, except when we try to use it, we get sucked off into outer space, and we can't use it. Now, when this works, you're either going to be like, assuming you like, okay. When I read this, I was like, oh, that's obvious, but also, no wonder I didn't notice it, because it's kind of very fiddly. Like, it's just sort of a fiddly situation. We're going to try zooming in. So there should be like a big old line of ash coming in my direction. We're gonna see if this works the first time. I'm not sure that it will, but I literally know that this is the correct answer. Waiting for it. Yeah, see, it's active now. Yeah, we waited. Aha! That's what this cubby is for. Oh. We're just gonna do that. That's what the cubby is for. Okay. So we missed window 1. There's gonna be a few more windows. So you know what that is? That's fancy. That's a fancy situation. I am gonna just go closer to... Oh, okay. I'm just gonna go closer to where we go. Anyways, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna fiddle myself away in this cubby and then not be sucked into space. That is the dream and fervent prayer of how this works. Yeah, we can see the pillar is getting closer and closer and closer. It's like right on top of the next tower, and it will be right on top of us quite soon. Yeah, over there is too far away. Yeah, the thing that's relevant here is you have a few second window. Okay. See? Easy peasy. Cool, right? Yeah, we've been here before. Through me, I think it's Gabbro. 12 minutes. Giant Steep, Timber Hearth, Probe Tracking Module. Okay. Got it. Yeah, pretty neat, huh? Today we finished the excavation of Ash Twin. Here in this space we covered creating the most ambitious project yet, the Ash Twin project powerful enough to send information back in time. How far have we come since our experience at the High Energy Lab? I could hardly believe Ramey's hypothesis was true. We also finished relocating all subterranean plants we met while digging. To keep our eyes on how significantly we've altered the environment here. Poke just sent our warp core for the final tower to us from the Black Hole Forge. Now Ash Twin can be connected with Giant Steep, where Kasava is working with Avens to craft the orbital probe cannon, where Phlox is sculpting the memory statues. Hypothesis, it was not by accident the core of Warp Tower is last to be forged. Hypothesis, the cores could have been forged faster if Kasava had interrupted my work less frequently to ask for updates. The important point is we're all connected through Ash Twin now, and I am no longer needed for mediating your disagreements. Friends of Giant Steep tested the orbital probe cannon today. Mallow tells me the cannon is doing well, and that Avens advocates for more launch power. If anyone can coax the maximum power from a device, Avens can. But then, if anyone can go to a device into exploding that too is likely Avens. Perhaps should check in with the orbital probe cannon crew in the interest of safety. Would it help to remind Avens that Mallow, his love, will be one of the Nomai aboard this cannon, or is Mallow part of the problem? Phlox and Daz finished the memory statues today, and they are truly remarkable. The Ash Twin project succeeds, or in the event that it fails, the memory statue was activated, allowing us to gather more data before we shut down the project. Pi in a day, I've worked hard on the Sun Station, and its blast is complete. If everything goes as planned, the structure will prompt the Sun's explosion, which in turn will supply the project the power the Ash Twin project requires, impressed by the mental fortitude. This is the project's most difficult task in more ways than one. We're nearly ready to activate the Ash Twin project. Here's what happened. First, the Sun Station will receive an order to fire at the Sun, prompting it to explode. Using the energy from the resulting supernova, the Ash Twin project will send the order for the orbital probe cannon to fire back in time by 22 minutes. Exactly 22 minutes after these orders are received, the Sun Station will again trigger the supernova to send the probe data from this cannon launcher back in time. In total, each cycle created by the Ash project will last precisely 22 minutes. We can end this cycle at will. The world's difficult to write. The Sun Station did not work. We're supposed to redesign the Sun Station to generate power of the magnetron. Only a supernova is still our only viable option. Easier expressed than accomplished. You can wait for the Sun to explode in its natural timeline if your idea, but you'll need to find some way to halt our aging process. I believe we can still find a way to create a supernova, my friends. Don't lose hope. As close as we've ever been, the Ash Twin project is theoretically sound. We're only unable to power it. Perhaps there is another way. We're halting our research. We're halting our research into creating a supernova from the moon. A comet has newly arrived in the solar system. We're anxious to explore it. It's been a long time since we've explored somewhere new. I'm excited to welcome this comet. I'm hatching the knowledge that might be gained there. Well, it's actually the destruction of your race, but like, don't worry about it. Giant Steep. Install the mass inside the Ash Twin project. The Voodoo field that we feel we're being observed. It's comforting to know the statues will not pair until the project succeeds, otherwise I imagine the experience would be hard to endure. Ideally, they only need to activate once. Activate in case of equipment failure. If anything goes on the Ash Twin project, makes the answer will enable us to fix it. Otherwise, possibly remain permanently on a rare, but a profoundly horrific fate. Well, I don't know if that's true, because you wouldn't be aware of it. My gratitude for the latest shipment, Orino. Or, exciting news, extra set of eyes. Ash Twin project will lead to disaster. Seals off the central chamber. They're no longer in physical entrances. They were successful at that. So good work. them. This is all information we've read from these other locations. Good news. Everyone's working. No, it isn't. Everything well at the forge. Durability can still be improved. Focus nervous. Ignore her. The core will be finished. Artificial threat. Interesting. Artificial gravity control. What happens if I do this? That looks important. Disabling artificial gravity now. Removing the core will disable the Ash Twin project. You are about to access the core when the Ash Twin project is active. That seems bad. Well, maybe. All right. We now have a warp core. And I've just patched my Polka on my suit. Okay. We're going to a place that needs a warp core. The vessel. This is good music. Oh boy. New music, man. That's significant. Oxygen tank, huh? Seems bad. I've sustained considerable hull damage. Ideally, I can fix this. If not, that would be less than ideal. think I can turn without problems, is what I'm learning. It's just firing my thrusters is very loud. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, works fine. We love doing terminal burns. Okay. Party time. We do not have that much party time. Repairing our ship is irrelevant. Hopefully, even without the warp core, the reset statues still work, but like maybe they won't. Who knows? No. Yes, 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 yes! Insert warp core. And there we go. Please work. Right. Might do stuff. Let's assume it works like that. Is that good? Did I do it? Nope. I coordinates! Oh, right! Thanks for reminding me. Let's go! Well, that did something.